Well, hello there. We're here again. That joyful person called me with his very own door. Um, very happy to be here. Very joyful to be here. A little sleepy, apologies. But we're still here. I've been thinking about these different things that we do together, and it's kind of fun. And the story's getting interesting, isn't it? Think? Well, maybe a little bit. I was thinking that I would teach you a very interesting meditation, very connected to God-centered. So that's how it works. It's called a drop meditation. And you see a raindrop falling from an eave or a leaf, whatever you wish. House, tree, doesn't matter. Just has to drop from there. And as it drops, you are just completely surrendering to God. And that's all you're doing. Every drop, just surrendering to God, surrendering to God, surrendering to God until you get to a place where you feel, okay, I can move from here to just surrendering in adoration, surrendering in adoration, surrendering in adoration. As you allow that to happen, you'll move deeper and deeper and you'll figure out what next to say. Let's leave that there. If you want to get hold of me, well, it's Eric at starthealing.me, Eric at starthealing.me, Eric at starthealing.me. And you reach out to me and I will send you a link and we can talk. Maybe I'm part of your healing puzzle. Who knows? You won't know till you try. Give her a go. And that one is without charge. Let's leave that there too. I'm excited to get to the story. I mean, we're doing pretty good here. He's got wood in for the winter. Well, it's on properly tarped. Amazing. Place got cleaned up and going to get cleaned up better by a nice lady who seemed to be slightly interested. He's not, of course. He's barely figured out who he is now. But he's being redeemed, remember. He is a lost soul. Well, he's in the kingdom, but he's still lost in so many ways. You'll get to understand that as we go. But let's step back into the story. I mean, he was stepping through the door into a hot spring. Whoa, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. He said, that will work. And there was even signs, wash here, soak there. Okay, good. Got that figured out. Remembered the thing about that. Oh, isn't that quaint? It takes him back to memories of the chicken house. Don't remember a chicken. Why do I remember a chicken house? Anyway, one of those hook and latches. Boom. Ah. Hmm. There'll be a rattle, but there'll be no coming in. So he drops those clothes. Whoa, they've been on way too long. A few days. And they're ripe. Well, yeah. Crawls in. He gives himself a good scrub, looking at all the different scars on his body. He's got a few. Can't see them right now, but kind of little white ones where his fur is missing. He's kind of a teddy bear, so he's got a lot of fur. Gets all the right parts cleaned up, washed his hair. Oh, that felt good. Whatever that stuff was, that really helps helmet head, and he's got a big lot of that. And he just soaks laying in there. He's not going to be there a terrible amount of time. And there's a little timid knock. Knock, knock, knock. You done in there? Will be. Sorry, fell asleep. That's all right. Happens all the time. Ah, this has been a long day of washing laundry. I need to get in there and get cleaned up. Okay. Give me a minute. Gets up, dries himself with the towel I had given him. It wasn't very big, but it worked. He got rid of all the water, mostly. He got himself decent tea. Threw on his jeans, his things, his top part of his body would have to dry a bit. That's gonna be a cool walk, but good for him. Picks up the rest of his clothes, takes the clothes, and she had given him a little bag, he noticed, and he throws the clothes in there and heads back. She says, "Thank you. I'll pick up your clothes on the way back." Okay. She again looks at him and he goes, "Oh my, I don't know what's going on there. I don't want to think about it. I want to think about my bed. I am so tired, but I'll make sure that I'm nice and give her the clothes." So he goes back and he finds all his dirty clothes. He's got a few in that pack of his, and then he realizes, oh, the duffel needs a wash. Oh, yes, it does. No, she'll do that, but I'll ask her. Um, then I'll ask her to come sometime tomorrow to really clean this place. It does need it. That's not his forte. He'd like the mattress cleaned, everything if possible. He'll find out. Meanwhile, he'll go over to the chief's house and fix that cranky old generator. He's drifting in and out, gone and found that there is, oh man, haven't seen that forever. Nescafe chocolate cafe coffee thingy. Oh wow, yeah, one of those. Gets the kettle on. Oh, this is an oversized kettle. I need a smaller one for me, but that's all right. On it goes, and a little while it's bubbling, fluffing, and fluffing, and yeah, okay. Cup, he rinses it out, runs outside, throws it out because he doesn't have a sink. He is going to fix that problem, and he will figure out a way to fix the problem of having to go out to the outside too. There are some things that just you have to have, at least in the winter. He'll get it figured out. But anyway, for now, a little bit of that chocolate coffee stuff in there. Oh, look at that. That there, right there. I mean, no milk, no nothing. But hey, you know, coffee. And he drinks. And he finishes and, you know, wanders outside. Still hasn't put a shirt on yet. Uh, a bit of a tub. Hello, tubby. Not much, but there. And rinses out his mouth with the only thing he could find to do that, besides the toothpaste and stuff they gave him, which was all natural. That was good because he didn't like any of those other wang tangles from the big stores. No, this was good. Some sort of tea tree oil stuff. Wow, it made his mouth feel good. What's left of those teeth, he might as well try to keep them in his mouth. And he sends joy to each one by asking God to just keep them in there. He finishes and rinses out with some green tea. Ah, that works. He's sitting on the bed and she knocks on his door and he picks up the clothes and he said, "Thank you for doing this. Can you come over tomorrow and kind of clean up this house and give it a good clean? I mean, real good." She said, "Oh yeah." She said, "Not a problem." She said, "You gonna go and fix my father's." "Oh yeah, I'll go fix his generator. I gotta go talk to the bank too. Apparently they're having generator issues. Everyone in here has them once in a while." Well, I'm not gonna have that problem. What do you mean? Oh, you'll see. That's something I'm gonna work on today too, after I work on the generator. So off to bed I go. Yeah, that's good. He shuts the door. Military stuff just keeps jingling, so he finally takes the oldest looking, probably not even a good idea of a chair and stuffs it under the door. Feels okay. He can sleep, at least for a couple hours until he wakes up screaming. He knows that's going to happen. And it does. And to his surprise, there is someone outside of his screaming, praying. He looks up and it's the woman from the diner, the elderly, well, older lady, not old, too old. Oh, he goes, I don't even know how to say that. Um, she looks ancient in good ways. How's that? That's nice. And he stumbles out of his dream screaming and he goes, Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to wake you up. That's all right. Used to happen to my hubby too before he passed. Comes with those eyes. Tears again. Wasn't allowed many of those during that 15 years, but he had him. Burned his hand on the barrel every time he shot. Well, that finger's kind of a messed up finger, but he wakes and he finally gets to the surface completely and he goes, Thank you for praying. Oh, as I said, I used to do that for my husband so long ago. He passed and, I'm just here on my own. She was shivering a bit and he didn't think it was from the cold. And he realized he was really glad he slept in his skivvies. I'll get a couple more pairs from downstairs, but yeah. Sits up, making sure he keeps himself covered, and pats the bed and says, Come sit. She comes and sits and just reaches over and pulls her over and pulls her, and she shivers some more. And she goes, Miss that, I do, being held. Don't miss anything else much, but that I do. Well, I can be like a hug person. And she goes, That would be nice. And she kind of lays there for a little bit. And she said, I gotta go, gotta get breakfast going in another couple hours. I gotta get some rest. But I heard you, so I came prayed for you. Ah, so much for my door thing. Oh, I didn't come through the door. There's another way in here. I'll show you that sometime. And off she went. She pulled the door, chair out from under the door, and off she went. Said, Well, more mysteries, more secrets. Thump. He fell asleep again. Woke with that little bit of sun coming in, that little bit of winter. Yawned, felt a little better, rested, crawled out of bed. I gotta go have another bath. He goes, That's wow. When he gets up and he goes and has a quick bath this time. Make sure he's all dressed and everything. And well, I said it was the house at the end of the street. There's only one street, so that's easy. Wanders down that road, comes to the end house, and there's a fairly large, burly kind of native guy sitting out on the porch with a cup of something. Is he the new guy? Yes. You can call me Joseph, I guess. That's kind of the name people came up with. Kind of like it. Okay, Joseph. I hear you require to be kind of grandfathered in. Yeah, that would be nice. I like to belong somewhere. I don't know where I belong, really. Can't remember much. Chief looks at him and goes, That's that 1,000-year stare. Yep, that's what the lady at the diner said too. 15 years. Mm. Been rough, but I'm here. Still alive, mostly. Chuckled. He said, We'll talk. Uh, Down in the basement. Make a noise. My wife's down there in her pickling kitchen, so don't scare her. Huh? Mm. So he went to the stairs. He said, Hey, ma'am, I'm coming down to fix that generator. She hollered back, Thank you. And at least I didn't end up stuck in the ceiling. Thank you very much for fixing the generator. That's not a problem. We're partying. Here, here. Think it's your daughter? Yeah, it's my daughter. Who's gonna clean my house? It needs it. I'm with that old house up there. Oh, the tamarack. Ironwood House. Yep, yep, that one. You get some wood in for the winter? Oh yeah, I got that all stacked in. I'll probably get some more in, but eh, the sun went away, so these headlamps work well. Yes, they do. Somewhat. You can still trip over things a couple foot in front of you some days. Yes, I heard that. I just kept going until there weren't no houses. That's at least what I believe. Yeah, you found the right one. Generator's over there. Oh my. What happened to it? Well, many people tried to fix it. That's what happened. Ugh. It's gonna be fun. But we'll see what you can do. I went over, and it was all in pieces all over the place. He had no clue where anything came from. That's how he worked. So you would have to slowly put this thing back together. A bit of a puzzle piecer. Then he realized what was wrong with it, and he said, "Well, I'm gonna have to go up and steal something off that old D9 to get yours going. You got one twisted piston, and you got one. I don't even know what to call that. I'll create a forge and melt these things down eventually, and I'll be able to use them for other things, but that won't be useful for anything else." She said, "That's fine, you can have them." Well, that's good. I'll figure out the forge thing. She said, "Maybe I can help you with that, by the way." She stuck her head out of the laundry room. That's where it would have been if it had one, but she didn't need one because her daughter had one. That's how it worked there. So in there was her pickling kitchen. She goes, "I'm making some green tomato pickle." I had some green tomatoes growing in the warehouse out back until the bear destroyed it. Dang it. I had fixed that in the summer. So I can grow some more stuff. He goes, "I have some ideas for that too." Oh, cool. You have to tell me. Well, I will, but let me get this fixed. I gotta go up and see the D9. I'll have to drive up there. Yeah, they don't care what parts you take off of that thing. I know. I hear it's broke down, but I can probably get it running again. Well, if you could, that company would pay you quite a hank of cash for it. Well, I'll see what I can do. He's expecting to find spare parts, and he does. He gets around the D9. Took him about 15, 20 minutes to drive the Jeep up there. Parks it, looks around. Yeah, there's been parts here, there, and everywhere. These guys don't really care about these parts, but I can work with these two right here. He grabs those two pistons that are kind of laying half in the machine, half out. I think they were trying to fix it, but they weren't getting there. He said, "I know what's wrong with these most of the time." He said, "There's a reason why it pops tracks, and I can fix that." I don't know how I know, but I can. Grabs those two pistons and goes back, and using the lights, you can see, oof, that's getting used to the dark again after the light. The light gone, dark there. I guess it went when he was resting. He imagined it was. The ropes are a good idea. He likes those. Lead to the places he needs to go, and the lamps get him to the rest of the places, hopefully. But it's got two of those batteries charging in a battery charger, and he's got one of those little battery packs that's charging up the other batteries. He's got to get something going here pretty quick, and he knows it. He has some ideas to figure it all out, though. But he makes it back to the chief's house and putters around, gets the bits and pieces back together. Nothing's missing. He's happy. He even gets the button redone. Oh boy, that poor button's been through it, but cleans it up and then slops it into place, and the machine goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," and off it goes. She goes, "Hey, that's the generator running." "Yeah, it's a little noisy." "Oh, that's all right. We're used to that. That's why we have it in the basement, and it fogs out there." Yes. I'll tune it up a bit. He spends another 20 minutes with it, and it's that's good. Turn it off. We don't need it right now. Okay, click. Well, thank you. Banker will want to see you. Yeah, I hear. I'll go see him next. Let's leave it there. I know. A little bit more detail, maybe. You'll find out. We'll get there. Honest. Taking you on a journey. Yeah. Gotta hold on for a bit. Let's have a blessing. Joy, peace, intuition, intention, invention, insight, answers. All wrapped up in provision and overflow. Whatever that paintbrush in God's hands wish to paint for you, according to his will and wish, according to your will and wish, it can be. Come before your Father, and sometimes you have to start over. Sometimes you have to find a new way to be. You've done this with me a few times. I don't know if this is the last time. Some part of me hopes so, some part of me doesn't. You look after us. You provide for us. Push back that darkness that's over these that may be just connecting with you or haven't connected yet or may connect for a long time but still require that new wine, that new oil. And so that's what we ask for. We ask you to move, be with them. We ask for the courage and strength and grace and mercy as we go. And we say thankful, grateful, gratitude. Thankful, grateful, gratitude. Thankful, grateful, gratitude. Standing in awe and honor and respect. Allowing all glory to flow. Father, Spirit, Son. This is, and so this is.